All right. We're live. This is just a random Friday rogue broadcast for shits and giggles. And yes, I'm wearing a bathrobe. So there. How you doing, TJ?
Wyatt, I am rolling.
Let's have a spelling contest. Juliet Miranda was she made a reference to Tombstone and something about a quote and saying that no one else got it, so therefore you're an idiot if you don't get Tombstone quotes.
It's kind of like not watching Doctor Strangelove.
What'd you say?
It's kind of like not watching Doctor Strangelove until you're like 45.
Exactly. I had to finally buy him that when he came out for the first Village by the Sea with his gay hand and his cancer scare a month. I brought a copy of that with me. So,
Right.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking local whiskey at a distillery where I'm good friends with the owner. He and I do some bartering, as it were. But so I give him some stuff. He gives me whiskey. It's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing.
That's cool. Okay.
And so this I had a little old-fashioned mix. So just I was at the distillery just until about 5 seconds ago when you texted me, said, "Hey, you want to do this broadcast?" I was like, "This is kind of fortuitous. Means
Cool.
fortunate." Yeah, I know what it is.
I know what it means. I know what it means.
It's crazy because throughout the summer I would he closes at 7, so I usually ride out after around that time. And usually during the summer it's like 80 degrees, like full clear sky. Now it's starting to set. You got the red sun out there. I'm like, I'm kind of getting to the point in the year here where I'm not going to ride my motorcycle in the evening at that point. I don't ride at night for various reasons. One is if it gets really hot during the day, I got to bring my full gear. And then if it gets cold and I'm out, I don't like it. I don't like riding in the cold. My body tenses up too much, and on a bike, you got to be loose.
That's true.
So
that's true. Excuse me.
So yeah, my bike's been giving me a little bit of trouble when I started up initially. It gives it kind of like a cough where it I don't know. It might be I don't know. It might be something they're putting in the gas.
Is it a carburetor, or is it electrical starter?
It's an electrical starter.
Okay.
I assume. I don't know. We'll I'm gonna test it out tomorrow, where I'm gonna just let it run.
Do you have a choke?
It doesn't have a choke, no.
Then it's probably electrical start. All right. It could be the gas too. You may have some moisture in the gas tank.
Yeah, that might be what's happening, because it only does it when I start up initially, but when I ride it out around town or whatever, it doesn't have that problem. It's only like the first half mile. But the problem is I'm going 45, 50 miles per hour and it's doing the whole thing, and I'm like hugging. My knees are clenched up against that gas tank like like
Aaron Clary on a Gay Man.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, but it was funny how I was at the distillery and some woman came up to me and she started, basically, long story short, she recognized me from my helmet. I was riding behind her on some rural road out in the middle of God knows where else. But I've had this numerous times happen where I'm in the middle and I'm not in some random spot within the general region, and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I know you. You were riding behind me the other day, or you were riding in front of me the other day." Or a waitress is like, "Yeah, I see you riding around here." My getup is, according to one of the people I talked to today, they're like, "Your getup is so distinct, it's impossible to mistake you for any other motorcyclist, because you got the blue bike, you got the
jacket and the helmet.
I got the bomber jacket, but I've got that Americana helmet that nobody else apparently wears around here, so they just know that that's me." So
that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird feeling where people are like,
you're now that motorcycle guy.
on the motorcycle. That's what I do. I ride motorcycles, I drink, and I know things.
Exactly. That's cool. So you got whiskey and some.
Old fashioned.
You got an old fashioned. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice.
I
Yeah.
discovered. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, as far as motorcycle riding is concerned, I'll be riding up probably till around November, December.
Yeah.
I'll
I
still
mean,
ride in
I'll
the
gear
wintertime.
up. I'll gear up like an astronaut. I just don't. I tend to not like it. My fingers and my toes get really cold. My extremities tend to get. I think it's just bad circulation or whatever. But I remember riding one time and my hands were getting so cold I got numb and I had to pull over and go back home. I was like,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You need the proper gloves, and you can also
Yeah.
buy heaters for your hands.
Yeah, I saw there's the local store sells that stuff.
Yeah.
Local motorcycle places sell the
battery operated hand things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I didn't discover this until now. You're a little bit of an old guy when it comes to video games, but
Just a little
Tiberium,
bit. Shut up.
Tiberian Sun is available for free online.
Really?
Yeah, they released it. When that game came out, it came out in '99 when I was a wee laddie, and that was a big freaking deal because I played Command and Conquer for a couple of years and I was really into it. And then this was a game that was just hyped up beyond belief. So when we played it, and it was, it was a big deal. Like all the boys wanted to play this game, and we all wanted to play each other and all that kind of stuff. So I was playing it and kind of I was playing levels, I guess is the way you would describe it. I suppose.
Yeah, probably.
Stuff stuff I haven't played in like years or 22 years or whatever. It was just like, it was kind of it wasn't necessarily a nostalgic trip because at the same time, I wasn't playing it with like 3 other guys behind me watching and like just giving commentary. Because that's what you used to do when it was a 1-player game and only one person had the game. Everybody else crowded at your house to say, like to make comments about the game or like to just provide commentary. It's like watching sports, right? You're playing a sport and they're just giving commentary, but it's kind of fun because like you're all hanging out instead of just being by yourself playing the same game. So
yeah,
it's been fun. I'm probably gonna try and play through the whole thing, but it's kind of like where I was gonna do a podcast on this, but saying how trying to relive the past is impossible because you can't replicate what was there. And it wasn't, it's like playing Excite Bike. I played it as a kid, but I played it in an environment where there was probably 4 or 5 other kids my age watching.
Well, that's an interesting thing to say, TJ, because nostalgia is good, and reminiscing and being romantic and sentimental has its place, but it stresses the importance of living in the moment, and even to the point of, let's go back to like when Masco and Geek started, and we had our first. We were just talking about this even before we went live. The first Masco and Geek Village by the Sea.
Yeah.
When Aaron came out, that we can't get that same house and relive the same thing.
Right.
It's just not going. That's not quite how time works. Well, what I've been reading lately, yes and no, but yeah.
I almost want to write a book called Finding, because we did that podcast recently about finding serenity, and I almost want to write a book about the philosophy behind Captain Reynolds' character, where in contrast to Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, where I say, look, here's the differences in mindset and here's the differences in outcome, where Captain Reynolds has moved on and he survives the entire. Now people will say, well, it's fiction, but you have to understand they're following a character arc. Captain Reynolds, it doesn't have a death wish. He's just looking to live. So the movie ends and the show ends with him still as captain of the Serenity, whereas Spike Spiegel at the end of Cowboy Bebop dies, essentially. Yeah. So, the difference is they both encountered disappointments in life and one of them moved on. He just said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not, he didn't say, I'm going to write a book about how, our side should have won. And it wouldn't be, if it hadn't been for all those meddling, alliances, we, whatever, we would have won. Like, because that's what a lot of people do when they lose something. They spend their whole life trying to like vindicate themselves. And it's like, in the philosophy behind his person is he's thinking forward, he's moving on, and that drives a lot of his action, but that also results in his better outcome.
Well, yeah, not only that, but to continue to live in the past and to have this, it's called golden age thinking. To think that another time period is better than the one you're living in, you're destroying the opportunities in the present by doing that. So, I mean,
Right.
like I said, I get it, because I get attached to things very easily, and I still have a small 5x5 storage, which I'm slowly going through, but of things of my childhood from my past. It's really difficult to let those things, but I know I have to, because they're just sitting there, they're not doing anything, and I can't, I'm going to shuffle off this mortal coil probably sooner rather than later, and I'm not taking it with me. So as much as I'd like to, there's just things I can't, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. So that's I almost want to write a book, because I feel like that actually, I know it's been 20 years since the movie came out.
Yeah.
But man, if I churned it out, I mean, it's September now. If I churned it out this year,
so that would be more like an essay.
It wouldn't necessarily. It would be a short treatise or like philosophical. But I think people would actually. The thing is, they like short, they like sweet. It wouldn't be in the abstract. It'd be talking about a specific person that they like, or a character that they're interested in a show that like the context. They know the context, so it would be an easily readable book. And I was looking on Amazon to try and see if anybody else had written about that kind of stuff, and I was like, no, they've written about other things in the show, but nobody's writing about how the character Captain Reynolds just like, because the show doesn't explore any of his past at all. And I think that's I'm not saying
that's a good thing, actually.
Right. Whereas, Spike Spiegel is constantly running into his past because he just can't shake loose of it and say, I'm done. Like, this isn't going to happen. And then when Julia dies, in the very end of the TV show, he's like, to him, it was almost like he was on borrowed time. And he got to a point where he goes, okay, I'm just going to go shoot it out with Vicious and the bad guy. And I'm my life. Like, he definitely had this, like, my life isn't going where I want it to go, so I have a death wish. As opposed to Kevin Reynolds, where he's like, you know what, the rebellion's over, we didn't win. I'm gonna put my hope in something else. So he still has hope for the future. So yeah, I think it'd be an interesting book. I'm just trying to think okay, I don't want to just write it. I want it to be a book that people are actually gonna buy, they're gonna be interested in. It's gonna have appeal. It's gonna be worth my time and effort, because there's other writing that I get paid for now. If I'm not gonna get, but I get paid. I know I'm gonna get paid if I write that. This book, it represents an investment of time, and I just don't know if I want to do it if it's not gonna, sell books. That's kind
of. You're doing it because you want to do it, just to have it out there. Or you're doing it for money.
I'm at the point where I don't want to say stuff. I feel like I don't have things to say that are different from what other people would say. Like, there's value to what I have to say, but I need to be compensated, because if not,
oh, hey, you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, it's like I need to get paid. Like, and it's like a psychiatrist or somebody who has a lot of insight, but nobody's paying them. It's like, sorry, like I money, and I'm not 22 years old anymore.
Oh yeah, that's why the whole dominant life thing that I'm in business with M Taboo. That's the same thing. I'm like, I'm not, because I get DMs on Instagram and Twitter all the time. Like, hey, can you tell me how to? No, pay me.
Well, it's like with to his credit, Cappy was getting emails all the time. It's like he doesn't have the time to respond to stuff. So the moment you start charging people money, it also weeds out the people who are wasting your time.
Correct. You're wasting your time, and you place a value on it.
Yeah, you're putting value. So the difficulty with this situation is I'm not being offered money to write this book. You know, if somebody's, and I've said this before, if people are like, oh, you should do this and this, are you going to pay me? Well, no. Okay, I'm not going to.
Then you fucking write it, dickhead.
Yeah,
you write it. That's just the way it goes.
If somebody gave me $5,000 to write this book as an advance, it's like, yeah, I'll write this book. $5,000, yeah, I'll do it. If you're gonna give me some sort of like financial compensations, because there's other things I could be doing that's making me money. Like there's other types of writing that is to get me money. So I'm just not gonna do it. And it's not that I don't want to, and it's not that I don't. I think it would be a great book. It's just I don't want to waste my time.
Well, I mean, take notes on it. You start talking about it on Twitter.
I almost would want to go, not
talk about it on your podcast and take it. Here's what you can do, like really quickly right now in the moment, since we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Do a Twitter poll. Seriously, do a Twitter poll.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking of is this would be an example of where I would actually go to a main say, hey guys, I have an idea for a book. Are you guys interested? But the problem is, when James I can't remember who it was, but I just feel like they're not going to be interested in. I'd have to go to the right publisher. I'd probably have to go to I've only dealt with one publisher as far as printing press is concerned, and they're outside the mainstream. So I just don't know. I look at the shit they're publishing now, and I'm like, okay, like again,
I can write better shit
and sell better shit.
No, you're writing solid, man. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. It won't be a long. It'd probably be like 60 pages. It would not be a long book because it's not.
That's fine.
Because I'm not focusing on like this is not like a life philosophy book. This is to say, hey, this is the philosophy of this character, and you can tell by how the script writers wrote a good script, because him dying at the end is not in the movie Serenity, a bunch of characters die. His character doesn't die because it's not in keeping with his character.
Yeah.
It would just not be appropriate because this is not a guy who's devoid of hope.
Well, that's it. I mean, there's this like, even in the face of like extreme adversity and essentially complete shit, he still has a love of life, and like there's a lightness to his spirit,
Yeah, he's not like
still joking around, having fun.
Yeah. He still has got a sense of humor. There's a one episode where he the redhead like leaves him naked on the desert.
Yeah.
And he gets back in the ship and he's kind of just like,
well, whatever.
He's like, that is actually his like defining moment where he is not held back by any disappointments in life. That is not what's defining him. He's just choosing not to. So, and that's also the way the character was played by the actor and all that kind of stuff and things like that. But yeah, I think that would be. I'll have to watch through the show again to take notes on. It involved a little bit of research. And I might do it just for fun if I'm not able to go out because it's just so expensive. Freaking, it's like it's $10 for the beer now.
What?
I'm not saying it's literally $10. It was like
you can get 2 beers for that over here.
You can go to the store and buy beer, but like going to a restaurant now in my area,
the upcharge,
yeah.
There's a couple places. In fact, the restaurant I went to for lunch today at work in Bordentown, which I hadn't seen a couple weeks ago, a little sign that said due to something, all credit card orders will be have a surcharge tacked on of like 3.5%.
Yeah, they are now adding your credit card charge to your bill.
Yeah. They're not. The restaurant isn't going to eat that charge anymore. So
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
gonna be.
rather than raise the prices of the food. So
Yeah, it's
whatever.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried about it too much. It's neither here nor there. It's a very small infinitesimal amount. I mean, if you have a large party, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But they gotta pass the. They have to defray the cost somehow, I guess. Whatever. So.
Yeah.
I'm drinking gin, a splash of pineapple juice, and I had maraschino liqueur, but I ran out.
It's crazy. My cousin introduced me to a tonic water that is like, you know how like pine trees smell?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it's distilled in pine leaves or whatever it is, but like it tastes like the way pine trees smell. It tastes amazing. So you got
Speaking of smelling,
what sort of Tom Dickery is this?
You showed up, so shut up. does that say much? Does that speak to us or you?
I was fixing to go to sleep.
That was such a Southern boy to say. I was fixing to go to sleep.
I was.
Do something.
I said, boy.
You got a hole in your glove, son. YouTube off of
August, Nick August Leghorn. Nick Leghorn August. I said, I'm fixing to go to sleep, son. What are you smoking there? What are you drinking?
This is an Oliva. What the fuck does that say?
I love it. It's just like I do the same thing.
It's some kind of it's a milder Oliva. Yeah, Oliva. And Connecticut wrapper, kind of.
Spit the dirty dick out of your mouth.
And then drinking bourbon, of course.
No, of course. What kind?
Basil Hayden.
Is that your usual, right?
I think it's Basil Hayden. It is. Well, yeah, kind of now because I have a harder time finding the stuff that I used to drink all the time. It's always allocated and snatched up real fast. So.
Oh shit! You have to order that stuff online.
So I've been drinking that, and honestly, KZ Howell turned me on to Evan Williams Bottled in Bond, which is inexpensive and it's drinkable. So.
Oh, okay, that's always pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What were you saying, TJ, before we were interrupted by the arrival of Foghorn?
Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. I forgot you were there.
You may go now.
The Iceman cometh.
The Iceman goeth.
I was thinking about that short story I was going to write about Jennifer Lawrence having nightmares about Tucker Carlson.
You mean what dreams?
Well, that's the funny thing in like the ending. I got a perfect ending for that short story, where how it ends, and it's just funny how
does it involve Aaron Clary and a bucket of Crisco?
No, that's if it was involving a male actor.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Jesus.
What's up, Christian?
Yeah, Clary is hard enough to listen to as a straight. He'd be unbearable. He'd be unbearable as a gay.
Well, now you know what we had to go through for the first village by the MG Village by the Sea. It's just like it was unstoppable gayness.
The gay hand.
Mm-hmm. I told you he walked up in the morning with his hand like reversed. I'm like, what's with the gay hand? What are you talking about? Look at your hand, dude. Look at your hand. Nobody does that. Nobody.
What, it was like this? Hey, guys.
No, turn it around the other way. No, we're not going to do it because Boris is going to get a screenshot, but, you know.
Yeah. He would take his coffee and then he put his hand like in a way that like
you put your hand on your hips like you're about to admonish your children, but turn your turn your palm outwards and put the back of your wrist on your hip.
All right.
And then with the hand flared out, all gay and shit.
That's quite a little outfit you got there, Vince. Quite a little, quite an organization.
This is a robe. This is the robe I bought we all bought robes. We were when we had Modern Life John on, because he used to do the bathrobe with the sunglasses.
Right.
We all bought robes. So when we had him on the show, we all sat down with robes. Okay. I still have it, but I was wearing it today while I was doing my writing and my drink. This is now my drinking and writing robe.
What do you write? You write stuff?
I write a few things. I write some greeting cards and some letters and
love letters to grandmas.
Love letters to Rob's grandmother.
That's what my autobiography is going to be. It's love letters to grandma.
Love letters to grandma. Yeah, it's signed by the sailors. That's right. So every once in a while, I'll throw this on. I never took it off. So,
well, by outfit, I actually meant organization, but.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to the threads. This is an amazing outfit, the Masculine Geek.
I do admire the robe. I do.
Thank you. And it gets even better. Hang on, I can Jedi it or Sith it.
Yeah, you must have the hood.
You have to.
You must have the hood.
Do the hood.
Execute order 50, whatever.
Execute order 66.
Execute
order 66. I've been drinking for most of the evening, so shut the fuck up.
I've got a robe that I don't usually wear anymore just because it's never cold down here.
You should totally throw a robe on.
And I've also got a black smoking jacket.
You should totally. Why aren't you wearing that, you fucker? I was so totally thinking about getting that. That was like a bit of motivation by Noble when we had Noble on before he became friends with us and joined the D&D group. We had him on the show. He had a bright red with black trim smoking jacket out on the pool side with his girl flashing him her tits. So we would see him be distracted for a moment. He wouldn't say anything. He'd look away and then he'd come back and he'd look away. He's like, "Yeah, my girl's flashing me your tits." I'm like, "All right, well, fair enough."
So what's the reason for tonight's conclave?
Shits and giggles. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I happened to be up late. Like I said, I was writing, and I was conversing with TJ about other stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's do a rogue broadcast since you're up and I'm up."
Dude, I've been writing like 8 hours a day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Various projects I already had going that I stalled on because I was spending all my time in Florida, fucking and punching.
Yeah, that's right. Nice Californication reference.
Right. There you go. And yeah, so now that I've gotten back home and I've extricated myself from the relationship thing and all the partying kind of, it got to me a little bit. So right. I've had to slow down. I've had to slow down and switch to a more
old man
a more old man schedule of degeneracy. For a little while anyway.
You should definitely have the smoking jacket on right now then telling that story.
So yeah. I started writing a lot again. I started posting shit on nickaugust.xyz again and
okay.
And I'm actually going through, in addition to new stuff I'm working on, I'm going through all my old stuff and I'm kind of revising it, editing it, and I think I'm going to publish it as a slim volume on Amazon. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, you'll definitely get purchases from us. You'll definitely get purchases from us. Cool. So when is I should hopefully have that new. Since I've been delving into the Montauk project and all the Philadelphia experiment and all those other things, Laser Dicks is taking an interesting turn. The second, the second volume. So there's still there's still a vacation and a ship involved. Now there's some weird military time travel shit added into it. So TJ, Rob, and I are going to be time hopping a little bit.
That's cool.
In Laserdiscs, yeah. So
one thing I've been that I started working on, which is and I don't know where this idea came from, and I'm sure probably if I was familiar with the genre, it's been done before, but I was watching a lot of I go through these periods where I watch a lot of World War II shit or rewatch documentaries, and I was watching a bunch of documentaries on Pearl Harbor. And, you know, I've also kind of gotten into the UFO thing a little bit. And so then, you know, I suddenly got this idea for UFOs being involved in Pearl Harbor. And so I started working on that. So
kind of ain't far off the mark.
Mm-mm.
Just saying.
No.
we do have to do our broadcast about the Forrestal Diaries in Antarctica.
Well, dude, the whole UFO thing. I've been, you know, since the Navy released that footage, that really got my curiosity, because the Navy released that footage, and I listened to an interview with one of the Navy pilots who was there participating in that, and actually followed, you know, that Tic Tac UFO. Rogan interviewed him. And ever since, and that guy was very credible. And ever since all that, I started digging into this shit. And it's been blowing my fucking mind, man. It's wild. It's wild shit.
Yeah, Forrestal didn't kill himself. That fucker was pushed out the window.
Had to be.
Yeah, he was totally defenestrated. That's a common theme with these kind of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could definitely do that soon. That'll make for a good discussion for sure.
Good something.
Something. You have to wear the smoking jacket though.
All right, I'll do it.
Son of a bitch. I got nothing. That's it.
They got nothing. They got nothing. Okay, you were good.
That's right. See? So you guys got anything interesting going on this weekend?
Well, we got wildfire smoke, so I was going to go on a hike, decided not to. Probably going to just work on writing. There's the Amos Cavendish books I was going to, or short stories I'm going to keep working on.
Keep doing it.
I got a novel I've been working on for over a year, rewriting. It's been a decade in the freaking making, if that. Actually, it's probably more than that. So wanted to get that done and over with and just move on as far as, you know, writing is concerned. I'm probably going to outline some of the, you know, stuff we were talking about that book about Captain Reynolds, and see what we can do with, or see what I can do with it. And just it's going to be an easy book. I think it's mainly just a question of time. Like, if it's not going to take too much time, I can churn it out. Writing is not hard if you know what you're going to say, and especially if you're not doing fiction. This is the thing that I think people don't. For me personally, fiction is the hardest writing to do. Every other type of writing for me,
yeah, it is
super easy because it's straightforward. Whereas with fiction, it's like, what kind of genre? What kind of style? What's the tone, the voice, the narrator, like all this other stuff you got to think about. And then you got to do a draft rewrite, as opposed to just writing straightforward. Here's what's going on.
Well, fiction is a little easier because you already know the subject is already. I mean, it's there.
Sure.
Well,
I mean,
it's there. You know, you're basically paraphrasing something that's, you know.
My experience is kind of different, because I think nonfiction writing tends to be easier if you know a lot about the subject you're writing about, because you're basically just laying out what you've already got in your mind. I think fiction tends to be difficult because you don't necessarily know what you're writing about, and that's part of what makes it good, is sort of organic discovery along the way. But I actually have an easier time writing fiction because I'm a twisted motherfucker, and I kind of think in fiction I think in fiction more than I think analytically, just naturally. It wasn't always that way, but
you were dropped on your head.
Everything, yeah. I mean, everything I hear, everything I hear, even it's just like anytime I watch anything on TV or I have a conversation with somebody, 5 minutes into the conversation, I'm turning it into some kind of bizarre fictional narrative. So except when I'm on with you guys, because you're dull and boring. But for everybody else,
your mom is dull and boring. Shut up. That's why I gave up.
That's not what I found.
You found his mom to be frisky?
Well,
hey, whatever. Different strokes for different folks, man.
Joking.
Hey, no, I mean, I would definitely go for my mom before I went for my grandma, because my grandma would chew you up and spit you out. So
oh, gosh,
mom is definitely the better choice.
You should go with them viper pussies.
I don't know about that. I've just seen a lot of people, a lot of dudes coming out of her house disheveled and crying. So
disheveled and crying. Story of Aaron Clary's life.
Disheveled and crying.
Disheveled and crying. You should write
disheveled and crying, the life of Aaron Clary.
I want to write a biography on Mr. Aaron Clary.
Cappy takes it in the caboose.
Apparently, that's the only way for him. Right in the ash.
The ash.
Ash. Oh, shit. Oh, that's cool. So you guys have some writing weekends coming up. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I've got some female company tomorrow night, and I had a Instagram encounter, actually. Nice. Woman reached DM me on Instagram. She's been liking my post for a while, and then she commented on one of my stories had to do with BDSM. So I basically said, "Oh, so you're volunteering to be my rope bunny?" So she, "Well, it's interesting," and blah blah blah. And my girlfriend, is into this. I didn't realize she was, and she's into this like bungee rope bondage, which I have no idea what the fuck that even means. She's like, "Not that I ever did it, but I just found it interesting." I'm like, "All right, well, you and I are going to meet at this wine bar at such and such a time on Sunday evening, and it's on." So she's like, "But I bruise easily, so you're going to have to be careful." I'm like, that's my canvas. Your ass is going to be my canvas, so you can look at it that way. So that's going to be my weekend. It's going to be a weekend of drinking, writing, and debauchery.
He's drunk and winded, but he's thinking all the time.
What was that?
It's from the film Beckett, about Thomas Beckett, where King Henry II nominated him for being what was it? Chancellor of England, and he goes, he's drunk and wenched his London, but he's thinking all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Didn't see it.
That was when Richard Burton was still capable of, being in a film without
not slurring his words.
Or slurring his words.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like you ever see that? You see the outtakes of that Paul Masson wine commercial with what's his name? Orson Welles, when he used to do that. There's this he's doing this Paul Masson wine commercial, and he's drunk off his fucking ass, and he's like he's just fucking up all this shit. He's working with this, he's narrating this thing, and there's this younger couple in front of him drinking wine, and they keep having to cut because he keeps fucking shit up, and he starts growling at the director and shit. You could find it on YouTube if you want to. It's like, Paul Masson. Just Google Paul Masson wine, Orson Welles drunk wine commercial or something. You'll probably find it. It's hilarious.
It's kind of sad. I mean, I was reading about Richard Burton because I was kind of just fascinated with his career. And the dude at one point was drinking 3 full bottles of vodka a day.
Holy shit. Orson Welles?
No. Richard Burton. Richard Burton was doing this. And you know, part of it, I think this is my, not to get too
champagne
dark,
commercial.
not to get too dark or whatever, but like I remember reading, or I was listening to a podcast about Johnny Cash, and Johnny Cash also had addiction problems as well, but they both have something similar. Their dads basically completely discounted their successes in their lives. So I don't remember Richard Burton's. His dad wouldn't even acknowledge his like acting career success. Johnny Cash, he had a brother who was going to be a preacher, and he died in some really horrific accident. And his dad, Johnny Cash's dad, told him the wrong son died.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was an episode where when Johnny Cash had been, you know, he'd broken out in the music scene, he had Billy Graham come over to his house for dinner. His dad was in attendance. Billy Graham was there. They had dinner. Billy Graham left, and he turns to his dad and says, "What do you think?" And his dad said to him, "Quote, you're still nothing, boy."
Jesus.
Like, what kind of messed up guy says that to his own son? Yeah.
His dad was a mean motherfucker, man. I mean,
yeah. So I think that was probably the same with Richard Burton, where people wonder like, how can this dude be drinking this much vodka a day? Well,
they built up a fucking tolerance, man.
Well, that, and he had a Welsh dad who was a minor, I think, but he was just.
There's no alcoholics in that part of the world. Doesn't exist.
Yeah, the wrong son died. Yeah, that's something. And Johnny Cash was not old when he was probably in his 20s or teens or whatever. But like, the brother was going to be a preacher. Like, in that family in that time in the South was like a very dignified. It was like being a doctor or a lawyer, right? He was going to be. It was a sign of status. And the son died, and I was just thinking. I remember listening to the podcast, and I was like, well, that kind of explains why he had so many addiction problems. Like, how do you get over having your own dad turn to you and say, like, I wish you were? It's kind of like that scene from Lord of the Rings where Denethor tells Faramir, I wish you had died and not Boromir.
Yeah.
Like that's not something you get over very easily. But
what the fuck?
No, I chopped my own brother in half with a machete. Why do you ask?
I didn't accidentally.
It was deliberate.
I was aiming for that motherfucker.
Fuck that guy.
I mean, I had a good thing going until that little shit came along.
That son of a bitch. I know the feeling.
You know, I have a brother, and we're not close. We don't hate each other or anything. We just. I think by the time I became a teenager, I didn't need him around. He was, I had shit I wanted to do, and I didn't want to be looking after him. And I could have been a better big brother to him, and I do regret that a little bit. But so we just once I hit high school, that was just it. And then 4 years later, I leave town for college, and I never really come back. And you just see each other once a year at Christmas.
Right. If you're lucky, or if they're lucky.
Well, if they're lucky, right?
If they're lucky, you just kind of grace them with your presence.
Well, I show up.
Drunk.
I show up, and then I get drunk. I bring my guitar and play a few songs, and then
you're that guy, right? Yeah. In the kumbaya at the restaurant.
Well, no, not that.
How's your composing going? I saw a few of your things on Instagram. Were pretty cool.
Yeah, I just started a separate channel on YouTube just for my songwriting. So,
okay.
It's called Nick August Music.
Nick
very,
August
very
Music.
Clever. Yeah.
But that's just that took you a while to come up with that, didn't it?
I
you racked your brain on that one. You just like, what the fuck will I ever call this amazing channel? That's cool. I'll check that out. I'll go subscribe.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of music, and I struggle with the recording process. So what I finally decided to do was just I would just record everything just raw, just with one mic and me and the guitar, and then once I get all that shit done and just get it out there to see if anybody's interested in it, then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna fire up the recording software, and I'm gonna multi-channel it and try to do something a little bit more interesting with it.
Level it out and add some reverb and some other stuff. And get
Well, yeah, do multiple channels, record multiple guitar parts, shit like that. I used to, when I was younger, I used to play some, I used to play some gigs around town, and also used to do like, you can probably tell, just from that Ballad of Lester Crow song, I'm into traditional old time string music, Southern old time string music. So I used to, do some little festivals and hootenannies and shit back in the day, and I'm thinking about getting back into that again.
Oh, okay. Because
I started playing that resonator and picked up slide guitar again, which I hadn't played for about 20 years, and trying to work on that. So I'd like to get out and do more of that. Yeah.
What exactly is slide guitar?
Well, if you watch that Lester Crow video, it's bottleneck. It's where you got a little glass or brass tube on your finger, and you open tune the guitar, and you instead of fretting the notes traditionally with your fingers, you essentially fret them with the slide.
So, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah. That's what's going on in that Lester Crow song. At least the bottleneck version. I've got an acoustic version as well that I haven't recorded yet that I'm going to put up there. It's a little bit different.
All right, cool. What's up, James? You want me to lower the drawbridge or give me the holler in the Twitter DMs? I'll send you the link.
Make him pay tribute.
The Friday night is rolling as
young whippersnappers.
As Doc Holliday would say. Yeah. Oh. All right, let me add you in here. Hang on, invite. Copy to clipboard. Home messages. Where's now? I gotta scroll for my fucking messages for James. There we go. Join this group of old fuckers. Christian likes your music, Nick. Well, we like your music because you do the intro. In fact,
oh, thanks, man.
I never played the intro music there, TJ. So let me do that now. This is Christian Soto. This is a commission from Christian Mage Wolf, and here we go.
That's cool. What part of the Vegas Strip are you on? GA? Geeky Anomaly? I'm really missing Vegas.
All right.
I need to get back to Vegas, yeah.
All right, head out there. We should do a meetup out there soon.
Well, at some point, I'm planning on doing that Punch Riot Red and Black party out there.
Is that like you tried to get together with the Key West thing? Because that went off without a hitch. Fucking dick.
I'm a busy man. What can I say?
Okay.
Oh, dude, Planet Hollywood. Look, Planet Hollywood Miracle Mile is I usually stay at Planet Hollywood if I'm only staying at one place because it's centrally located. I like the Caesars properties just because I've got points and shit racked up with Caesars like crazy, and the great thing about Planet Hollywood is if you're staying there, you can you got the Miracle Mile shops right there, so you can get cheap food, cheap drinks, all kinds of. You have that, and then the CVS just a couple blocks away.
CVS.
So you can go get reasonably priced, water and shit without paying $10 for a bottle of fucking water.
There you go.
And Planet Hollywood gives you a little mini fridge. So.
That's cool.
And then if you don't want to stay someplace with a casino, you can stay at that Hilton that's right behind Planet Hollywood, and it's connected to the Miracle Mile shop. So you can stay at the Hilton
and walk through.
You can walk through, you can go hit the casino, do whatever, but then you can go back to some place that's a little bit more chill and quiet and laid back. It's a good spot.
That's cool. Nice. Like a travel agent for Las Vegas. Now,
Dude,
James, what the fuck are you like? What are you wearing? You're also muted, you son of a bitch.
And so I am. No, I have a hat on.
Well, I figured that out, but what kind of hat?
It is this is basically my lucky fishing hat.
Oh, okay. Oh, bucket. You got it's a bucket hat. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it.
It usually stays on my head.
You look kind of like that old lady witch from Harry Potter.
I'm gonna ignore that. Any and all comparisons to your mom will be ignored.
I'm above all that, sir.
Yes. It's always appropriate when you whip out the mom jokes.
That's right.
We were busting on Clary's mom recently, and Nick's actually. Sounds got two.
It's very appropriate.
We might as well do yours as well. Yeah. So how's everything with you, James? Good.
Pretty good. I'm moving into the real apartment on the 21st of this month. We're getting the last of the screening process squared away.
All right.
I picked up a second job at my buddy's media company, which has offered me a lot more money. Yeah, a lot more money, remote work, and the means to afford this new apartment, and a fancy new title for my LinkedIn profile, assistant production manager. Very handy.
Oh, I like it. Nice.
The other job has also improved markedly. My district manager came out and basically agreed to assist in fixing some bad training, and that resulted in my my work output being significantly increased.
Oh, that's good.
And I just got back from annoying the tomboy at her day job.
Sounds like a
just extra
well-rounded evening. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was really good. Yeah, things are fun down here. I'm looking forward to getting like an actual social life down here going on the regular. Actually, making a new friend group, seeing what can be done. Because right now it's mostly just the tomboy and my best friend.
Your imaginary friends.
And I have acquaintances. Yeah, like we need more friends in there. Like I have acquaintances all over the place. Any coffee shop. Man, I have you to thank for this in particular. Anytime you told a story about how people would treat you at restaurants or bars or shops that you frequented, and the interactions you had there, I heard that and I was like, that's something I would like to have. I don't know how to replicate that process exactly. I don't know how to reverse engineer that, but we'll find out. We're gonna go out and we're gonna try being me and being friendly with these people, learning their names, tipping often, and asking them about their day and maybe like making conversation, almost like catch and release, but targeted to a barista.
That's all. You've already reverse engineered it right there. You just have to be a fucking human being, but also being, a masculine man in addition to that, especially with the women. So they will remember you and you tip well. You get free drinks, you get preferential treatment. You make their day, especially when you tip in cash. I always will advocate for that because taxation is theft. always tip in cash. Yes. I tip very well. Some may say, "Oh, well, you're over tipping." Well, you're an asshole. No, because this is it's a network. It's
You're-
you may get business ideas. You're gonna get free. I get whenever I'll ride it on my motorcycle. They know me as the motorcycle guy now. Obviously, they know my name, but that's keyed in their brain now. Is the guy with the motorcycle helmet? And, they're always looking out for the motorcycle. But I'll my limit when I'm riding the motorcycle and I'm driving is I'll have 2 drinks. That second drink is invariably free.
Yeah, what I found you either get that or, because I drink whiskey and not beer, they pour heavier for me.
You get a double.
And right. And also there's one place I used to go to all the time. I haven't been in a while where I don't remember what they had Knob Creek or some kind of, it wasn't,
Knob.
It wasn't huge, it wasn't upper shelf, but it was, a decent mid to upper, bourbon. And I was, everybody who went in there they would just drink Jack Daniels or something. And I was the only one who ever drank that shit. So, she was always pouring me, charging me for a single, pouring me for a double. And then then I tipped so well that,
Mm-hmm.
she even showed me
You made
her
up
tips
for
once.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're not
Oh,
dick
yeah.
to these waitresses, because a lot, especially in my area, there's so many techies who are dicks and then they don't tip. So if you're a reasonable human being and you treat them well and you have good conversation and you're not a complete dumbass and you actually tip them well, you kind of get you become a priority.
Right.
Well, that's it. Most wait staff are used to being treated like shit because I've watched it. If you sit long enough in a restaurant or at the bar, you're doing your work, whatever, you're conversing, you're going to see the the best and worst of humanity.
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing it, yeah.
and the servers, the wait staff, the waitresses, they remember you.
Yeah.
Well, the job, their job is such shit that if you'll know that you're in because they're going to take every free second they're going to come and hang out with you because everybody else is a chore and you're a relief. So if you do that and you're tipping and all that kind of shit, yeah, you're gonna get all kinds of return on that.
Oh, absolutely. They
It
ask
actually
about
went
writing.
poorly for me once. I took the tomboy out to.
Poorly.
She took all right. It went poorly. In a good way. Tomboy took me out to a place called Rudy's Barbecue Grill. Love it. Lots of fun. I used to go there with her dad all the time. So I take her next time. I'm like, all right, well, there's another barbecue place up in Frisco. I'm going to take her to Hutchins. Well, my coworkers recommended me to it. This is, again, networking. So we go to Hutchins. It's fantastic. The meat tastes excellent. But I'm me, right? The meat. I'm me. So people recognize, people not recognize, they hear my voice and they latch onto it. And it's like, I want to converse with that guy now. And I talk a little bit. I'm conversational. I talk about like, oh yeah. Well, we tried out Rudy's and it's nice, and we're gonna try out this place now. And they bounce back and forth like afterwards. So I'm like, all right, well, this is a fun conversation at the cash register. Why not? It's boring to work at cash register. We'll be fun. But then after we went to go sit down, after we collect our food and stuff like that, like people. Like every 3 minutes, I swear to Christ. Are you guys doing okay? How's everything? How's this compared to Rudy's? How you guys doing? How you guys liking to hear? And every time I spoke and answered, my voice echoes throughout this place, and it felt like a rotating staff coming to say hello to us, to be conversational. And at some point, it's like, man, I just want to eat this peach cobbler.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave me alone. I'm going to respond to my Carl Weezer voice if the next person that comes up to me.
Just have Texas Tomboy punch you in the nuts before you go into the restaurant. You'll be singing 3 octaves higher. You'll be singing 3 octaves higher.
Her voice will be deeper in mine at that point.
Right? Squeeze your testicles.
It was but it is fun to be kind of to wait staff, you make new friends, you make new acquaintances. Just the other day, one of the baristas there, they work on 2 6-hour shifts at my favorite place, which is Buzz and Bustle, smack in the middle of the Village, Dallas. And once I started going back to the Village, Dallas to hang out and get my coffee and use it for Wi-Fi, they all recognized me and said, like, Josh, where have you been? Because my birth name is Josh. Went after me. Like, how you doing? How you doing? It was really fun. And they'll come up to me, like, collect my dishes when I'm in the middle of working. I haven't noticed I've already drunk all my coffee. One of the waitstaff, Rebecca, comes up to me like, "Oh, how did the new job go?" Just making conversation with me. Like, these people will make it. The point I'm trying to get at is these people will make it a priority to make your day better, more convenient, easier, because they know that you're somebody. You signal to them with money, your face, your body language, and your time, that they in some small way matter to you. And it's okay if you in some small way matter to them.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's for the whatever amount of time that you're there, you're in this little relationship. It's a grand thing. So yeah.
Right.
I'm glad that's I'm glad that's completely working out then. Cool.
Yeah, no, it's been. I'm glad we're on the uptick again. That was annoying. That was an annoying 3 months there where I was like, effectively homeless. I had places to sleep, but it's just I did not have a place of my own. And
cat washing in the sink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, as George Collins says, as long as you get the 4 key areas, but don't use the same cloth on it: armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. You're fine.
Well, you start up and work your way down,
Well,
and then you're
that's
okay.
What she said.
Yeah, that's what she moaned.
Groaned, screamed, yelled.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Man.
My best bartender story was at that place I used to go to. That there's this young chick. She's in her 20s, and she and I got to be, whatever. And
Okay.
and then she was gone for a week. And so I and then the next time I actually went out with, I sort of went out with a different bartender there. And then when she came back, and I was like, "Where have you been?" And she said, "Oh, I was out having surgery." And I was like, "Jesus, what was wrong?" And she said, "I was having gallbladder surgery." And I said, "Gallbladder surgery? You're 23 or whatever. That's for people my age. People your age don't have.
That's an old man surgery.
Yeah, people your age don't have gallbladder surgery." And I said, "That sounds fishy to me." And she just kind of looked at me. She said, "Well, all right. I was getting a boob job."
So that's code for boob job is gallbladder surgery.
Right.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I'm so glad that you pressed her on that. That's so good.
Right.
Well, and then I said, "Well, how'd it go?" And she said, "It went well." And I said, "Well, I mean, I want to see. I mean, I think I deserve it after you lied to me."
After that amazing detective
right.
work.
And so she pulled out her phone. She showed me the before and after, and I was like, all right.
What size package did you get?
I mean, that was a weird part. She went from like
A.
No, she went from like a strong B to a strong C. It wasn't, it almost didn't seem worth it.
That's like if you're a B, a strong B, you might as well go to like a D minus or at least an average D. Yeah.
Well, because I couldn't really see I couldn't really see the difference, because she was standing right in front of me. The only difference was she used to wear like padded push-up bras, and now she doesn't, and she still looks the same.
So she saved on the bras. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, fair enough. Well, maybe some dude pay for them.
I don't think so.
Taxpayers.
I think that was all her. But I was working on her too. But then, like she said, "Well, I said, well, I'm glad you're back." And she said, "Well, I'm going to be out for a while." And I said, why? And she said, oh, I'm pregnant. I was like, ah, shit.
That doesn't, trust me, that doesn't mean anything.
It does to me. It does to me.
Okay.
No, Nick. Nick's been through it already.
No. I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about a pregnant fetish.
Well, no, I mean the thing of it is that, you know, first of all, you know, I know there, you know, if she's pregnant and she's hurrying up and getting a boob job before she gives birth, I know there's got to be a lot of fucked up drama going on there.
Well, that's some great pregnancy sex, though. Come on, man. You let the team down.
Well, fuck the team.
Boob job while you're pregnant. Jesus Christ, that's gonna fucking hurt.
I'm not living for my team. You got a couple of basic options. You know, if I end up going to her place, I don't know if baby daddy's going to show up one night. I don't want that drama, and then I don't want her to know where I live. So, you know.
Gotcha. That's what the hotel room is for, or the back of the dumpster behind the fish and chips.
Nice romantic Airbnb.
It's like my song "Insignificant Others" behind a dumpster beneath a broken light.
There you go. See, you've already spelled it out, so I'm disappointed.
Well,
no, you don't know. Yeah, well, the problem is you got a baby daddy who's insane.
TJ, I'm being facetious.
I know.
You fucker.
Well,
TJ's being brief.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's what
that never happened.
This is the way things shake out. Once you get to be an old broken down fucker like me, you know, the less effort I have to put out, the better. And,
there's something to be said for that, because I'm not as old as you, but I'm in the general ballpark, so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you old fucker.
You collect Social Security. We all know
soon, another 10 years, I can. Yeah. That's kind of hard to believe, but sure.
I mean, I know this sounds like some kind of, you know, gay old man flex, but honestly,
too late.
I've gotten late enough that it's just like, I mean, you know, I get later, I go home and, you know, have some hot water with lemon and go to sleep. What's the difference?
You have a hot toddy. Have some fucking warm milk in your robe.
Have some warm milk and a soft cookie.
Is that what you call it?
We're gonna call him Saint Nick from now on.
That's right.
You should.
Leave that shit. You can
Absolutely.
Leave that shit under your tree there, James. That's right. Yeah. Some warm milk in your soft cookie.
Gonna leave me some Hustler mag. We're gonna find some Hustler mags under my tree in the morning. This is gonna be great.
He's gonna give you a thumb drive with porn on it. That's the new age stuff.
No, there you go.
Confederate style.
A thumb drive? Who uses thumb drives?
External drives are the best.
Wow.
It can be a Dropbox
hard drive, but yeah.
I mean, you don't want that shit in the cloud. So
fuck
it's
the
a
cloud.
waste. It's a fuck the cloud.
Fuck the cloud.
Fuck your cloud, you son of a bitch.
Clouds are gay.
It's just somebody else's computer.
The cloud is gay.
Yeah, clouds are gay. Gay hand. Oh shit. No, I've always had a pregnancy fetish, but I wanted to be the girl that I got pregnant because I don't want kids, so I had to actually orchestrate that in a way that it wasn't my child. So
I tell you that's a weird thing, because I haven't really experienced that with anybody but my ex-wife. But when she was pregnant with Nick Jr.,
you tap it on the forehead,
like when she
concussion syndrome.
He was born with a dent,
like a little divot right here.
He was born with a broken nose.
Right.
He looked like Rocky. But yeah, when she got to be like 4 or 5 months in, it was the weirdest damn thing. But I was like, every time I saw her, I was like, man, I gotta tap that shit.
Oh my god, right from behind, dog. Oh,
what am I gonna?
It was weird.
Fucking amazing.
Weird.
What am I gonna get this opportunity again in my life?
Oh yeah,
Well-
absolutely. Well, the good thing about it is I
have to
recorded. I recorded my episode, so there you go. It's for
Jesus.
posterity. If you're gonna make, if you want to watch pornography, you're gonna make your own. So
I guess. But yeah, it was weird because
Is that a bit like making your own podcast?
there. Not really. No.
I don't know. The joke is we're on our own podcast.
Exactly.
You're on your own podcast.
That's right.
But we did eventually get to where we had to do it only doggy style because her,
My stomach's too big.
because the stomach was too big. But
Yeah.
I'd be hitting it from behind, but I'd be going like this, looking at that big
Did you see the
stomach.
tits? Yeah, the stomach
No,
and the
it wasn't the
tits.
tits, it was the stomach. It was the
I
stomach
know.
going back and forth. I was like,
That's
it was
fucking hot.
it was the most. I don't understand that fixation, but man,
Oh
it,
my
like,
god, isn't it
for
great?
about 3 months, it like totally dominated my mental space. It was crazy.
It's fucking amazing.
It was crazy.
TJ, if you get it, and James, if you get a chance to do it, bang a pregnant chick.
Already.
I'm just saying, you can offer that up as a service on OnlyGlands.
I'm gonna tell the tomboy that
I'm not listening. I don't want to hear any
just
of this.
cancel
I mean-
college chicks.
Have her put on one of those fake, like they do in Hollywood, to fake a pregnancy. Put on one of those suit things. There you go.
Mm,
I'm gonna
Here,
feel
hold
like
it.
I'm faking it. Like,
Here,
she
hold
can do
here.
that.
same.
She
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
that provided she doesn't let me know. I need
And then
to
the
believe
stomach
it.
Down, down. We need
Here,
like-
here, hold this. Here, honey, hold this watermelon. And then
They
we
need
got
what they need to make is how those wedge pillows they make. They need to make
Yes.
one that's in the
Yes.
shape of a big pregnant belly, and then you can just
Exactly.
Roll her
Wedge that up
around
under it.
into the ideal
Roll her around.
position.
That's right.
that's funny.
Oh shit, that's funny. Anyway, let's get
Amazing.
we can
I
get
never
off
knew
of
that about you, Vince.
Oh shit, it's
Again,
it's so much.
You were a man
It's
of
amazing.
many mysteries.
When it comes to Vince, I just think anything out there that's remotely twisted, it's going to be something he's into. So
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah,
God bless him.
That's right.
why not? Why the fuck
fuck.
not?
Yeah, right. Well, when my memoirs do come out, you're all going to be pleasantly shocked, or maybe not, or maybe not.
Not. I
Probably
mean, if you
not.
found out that you were secretly like waging war against,
in the Ukraine.
yeah, I mean
Well,
that. I mean, or if you turned out to be Aaron Clear's secret lover, I mean that would kind of surprise me. I'm like, yeah, didn't see that
nah, it's
The only thing that would shock me is if y'all were doing it in missionary style and you were looking into her eyes and saying, "You have the most beautiful eyes, and your hair is like blah blah
your hair is
blah."
like the ocean.
That would shock me, but anything else,
That's
twisted
I
would
have
not.
never ever said anything even remotely resembling what
That would be the
shit
most
that just came out of your
twisted
mouth.
thing you could do. That's right.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly.
I'm writing that down as we speak. I'm gonna.
He's like,
I knew I
I'm
was
gonna
missing
try this
something, and
on
clearly,
Texas
it's a-
Tomboy tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna. Your eyes are
clearly
like
I was missing something, and it was that last line.
Your eyes are limpid pools of lava. Whatever.
No, that's not it.
Your eyes are sparkling pools of azure, and then you spit in
Azure.
their mouth.
There you go.
I get compliments on my eyes. I know how to compliment other people's eyes.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, for fuck's sake! You know what?
Exactly.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't take this.
This is turning into a Pee Wee Herman movie.
Exactly. We just gotta.
Where am I?
You just kick the guest. Can't take that. James, you can come back. Just click the link. I didn't ban you.
Poor guy.
I know, right?
I get compliments on my eyes.
if you see anything gay like that again,
Can I get compliments on my eyes?
told you not to say it.
Yeet.
Eat it. Hard eat. The
All right,
hard eat. The hard eat twangs are coming in hard here on
Is the problem the thing that should not be said?
Go ahead.
It's the gayness.
Is the problem me repeating what other people have said that I will not repeat here? Or is it me repeating that they... I just need to know.
I just fucking with it. Dude, don't say anything remotely resembling eyes.
You're the last one in the room tonight, so you're getting dragged for anything.
Exactly. No, completely appropriate.
Yeah.
It looks like you're broadcasting from what you're like a Blair Witch kind of thing going on.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Right?
Exactly.
I'd like to apologize for things that happened here. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. Oh my
The ghost
God.
from Mama
What
is sitting in the corner over there. Tossing me a few cherries.
There you go. Whatever you're doing with your laptop is like the light is going in and out based on whatever you're looking at.
It's
on
like
your
he's on a
laptop.
wobbly table.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I'm trying to like cross my
Oh,
legs.
okay. Cross your legs, huh?
Mm.
You wearing a skirt too?
They're after me, Vince.
Oh Jesus! You keep the lights out then, yeah.
Sometimes I have to beat the ladies off with a stick.
I gotta beat them off with a fucking stick. That's right. When you come back out to Jersey, because when you came out last time, you completely ignored me.
I did not completely ignore you.
You
I got this from,
completely
like,
ignored me, you son of a bitch.
from like 3 different friend groups. I keep hearing that.
No,
I was out
cool.
for a wedding. I had time for the wedding, and that was about it.
No, that's cool. You coming out? You coming out anytime soon?
I'd really like. Okay, it's either going to be Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Okay.
October's the 1 year anniversary with Texas Tomboy, so I'm taking time off for
Oh.
vacation out west,
All right.
away from her, and that's a lie.
Yeah, we're okay.
Taking
Right,
time off for
right,
vacation
right,
from
right.
her.
Can't even say with a straight
so
face.
Thanksgiving is a pretty good candidate. I can't. No, it's been a lot of fun. The past year's been a lot of fun. I'm happy I got to experience it finally. Jeez. And so Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'm gonna skip Thanksgiving. My 2 sisters, could we do another February or March meetup? I would not be opposed to that, and I would probably I would almost certainly have time for it.
Well, TJ and I have a South American trip planned for late spring, early summer of next year. But depending upon where we go, we can also have maybe 1 or 2 guests as well. But that's still in the works, and that's probably going to be at least 2 weeks. February or March, I don't see why not. Yeah, we might be able to do something like that. Depends on Nick too. I mean, if he's going to do his Punch Riot, whatever the fuck he was talking about in Las Vegas, and if that's around that same time period, we could always.
When it's time for that, I'm going to ping all the key individuals I want to be able to come, and we're gonna decide on a time together first. So,
Gotcha. All right, so that means Amos, you're not invited to that. So sorry.
No, it just means he's not a key individual.
He's not in the inner circle, and I'm probably not in the inner circle either. So whatever.
No, you're the inner circle.
I'm the inner circle. But yeah, as far as
it's just Vince.
As far as a masculine geek meetup, we could probably do something in February, March. Absolutely.
Oh
you
yeah.
Go for that, TJ and James.
Absolutely. The only thing that's splitting my decision between the vacation for winter is both of my sisters are going to be in the area, but I think I got to check again and see which sister is where. I've been reconnecting with one of my sisters, and I wouldn't mind seeing her again.
Okay, that's cool. How about you,
This
TJ?
does not go
February,
for
March. Yeah, fuck her.
We'll have to chat.
All right.
TJ being cagey.
James, like your whole thing is like you're in a horror film. Like, what's going on?
I am in a horror film.
I thought you were in Texas.
It is a horror film.
There's plenty of horror films going on around here.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Are you going to pay attention to that?
Exactly. No, it's a horror film about the IRS in which I play the villain.
Hmm.
So you're the IRS.
So you're the
It's like-
IRS.
It's like an IRS falling down episode.
Sorry, I play the villain, which is hunting the IRS.
Oh, you're the hero though. If you're hunting the IRS,
Yes.
you're the hero.
Yes. No, we have to phrase this in certain ways.
You're the
for mass
anti
consumption.
you're the anti-hero.
Exactly. The person you really sympathize with, as opposed to the film's protagonist.
Correct.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Pick them off one by one.
exactly.
My lair.
That's right. Every man needs a lair.
Mhm.
That's for sure. All right, I got nothing else. Yeah. Anyone else have anything interesting to impart?
Not much.
No.
Only thing I got is if you're free tomorrow, I definitely want to. You and I got to talk. So if you're free tomorrow, I'm gonna call you.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Make sure it's before 6 p.m. Eastern.
Before 6 p.m. Eastern, I could do that. I'm gonna,
Otherwise, I'll be busy flogging ass.
nice. I wouldn't dare interrupt you in the middle of that.
Do not interrupt that now.
But yeah, it's. I don't have my hair tie. God damn it.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
tomorrow's
That's all I got. I'm gonna give you a call.
All right, cool. Sounds good. But yeah, we'll TJ and I will discuss a February-March meetup if possible. If it doesn't happen, don't cry. There'll be more than enough Masculine Geek meetups to go around over the upcoming years. We're not going away anytime soon, so yeah. All right, cool. Aw.
I'll say the meetups are one of the most fun portions of this. That's how I met you guys.
Correct. In Atlantic City, the Knife and Fork.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Is that the name of that restaurant?
Knife and Fork? Yeah.
Knife and Fork? I got to go back there.
How's Atlantic City doing? I'd like to go back there again. I'd like to hit the
It's
new Hard Rock. Is it new Hard Rock? Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah. In fact, buddy I work with is heading out there this weekend, I think. It's still jumping. It's still pretty good. They still got good places to eat and hang out, and parking is still relatively inexpensive. But
as long as you stick to the boardwalk and don't wander off into the Bronx.
Shit, yeah. Yeah, Atlantic City was one of the first short points that I went to with my parents as a kid. I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. 1976, 1977.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was an old memory. Good memory though.
I remember you telling us about that. We were sitting at the what's that little pancake shop down from the spot that we stayed at?
Oh, Uncle Bill's.
Uncle Bill's. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
telling us about how you'd ride up here with your parents, and then you described like how you would take trips back on a motorcycle. How's that?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Did you join that cigar club that we stopped by?
I have not, no. I was going to, but I thought, you know what? The amount of times I'm actually going to travel out there to avail myself of the amazingness that it is not as much as it would.
Yeah.
I'd be paying more money than. So what I plan to do is before the year ends, I'm going to head out there a few times, just hang out. And then when the spring and summer rolls around, maybe I'll head out there once or twice a month and just, do my writing and drinking there. But as far as like a club membership, it didn't make sense money-wise.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
there's too many around here that I could join.
Yeah,
that would be,
you're not just driving from like. I could maybe make the excuse of I was still living in Atco. You're further up north than that.
Yeah, you could get there.
Yeah,
you could get there in 45 minutes. It takes me like close. It would be taking me close to an hour to get there.
exactly. And then you could add 73's traffic on top of that.
Oh my god. I remember coming back from Ocean City last year on the bike, and I was basically trying to outrun a thunderstorm. And I think I was telling this about 3 miles from my place, and it fucking came down. I was just fucking soaked. It was fun
to the bone.
But soaked to the bone. That shit fucking hurts, man. You're driving,
dude. The first time I drove in the rain on a motorcycle, I was driving on the Suzuki, and God, you need a lot more room to brake. It turns out when you're on that thing.
Yeah. Have you gotten it fixed, by the way?
I have not gotten it fixed, but I have been checking in on it. It's still where I left it. And I'm basically going to swap out the battery, swap out the gas, look for basically a quick start, some kind of quick starting fluid, basically to help it flush the low octane gas that was in it, which is also old by this point. And if that doesn't work, I'll have somebody come out, get it serviced. But I want to have I want to have access to that vehicle again.
Absolutely.
And I want to take the Tomboy out on it. We both got helmets and we both got gear for it. Now it's time to go out.
Absolutely. It's got to be done. It's so much
and sometime after that, I'll get my motorcycle license.
Did you at least get it registered?
It's registered in New Jersey.
No, it's not.
No, because I had to get plates.
Did you Did you register it in Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. All right, well that's fine.
Yeah, because I had to get new plates for it. So
okay, exactly. You can transfer that over. I was gonna say because it's not registered to me anymore.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it transferred to Texas for a while. That's a stupidly expensive process.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. You're not gonna get pulled over.
Yeah, if I do get pulled over, they're gonna have to worry about something a lot more hefty then. See you later, Nick. They're gonna have something a lot heftier to bust me with than it not being registered in due time.
Right. Indeed. All right, that fucker Nick bounced. He's an old man. He's gotta go get his hot milk and his soft cookie. So we're gonna call it a night as well. So TJ, where can everyone find you?
tjmartinell.com.
There you go. James, how about yourself? Where can everyone find you?
Find me at Ash of Creativity on Twitter.
Fantastic. TJ, as always, take us out.
All right, guys, keep the fires burning, keep the wine flowing, keep the lead shooting down range, don't take any wooden nickels, and don't drink all the rum, and don't be a communist.
Communists can only have a trade.
That's right.